So now let's move on to our second use case, second scenario, where I want to update my parent from a child or from the child, right? So again, we all know how to go to developer console, settings, developer console. In the developer console, go to file, new. Under new, we will see Apex trigger. Apex trigger, keep it clean. Why I'm saying keep it clean and professional? Because when you will be working in industry, your sandbox will be shared with other developers also. So the person apart from you who is working should get a clear understanding like why this trigger is doing, what this trigger is doing, right? How it is working or why it has been created. Because you will easily understand. Nobody else is going to understand if you enable something like this, right? I cannot understand it. So always keep it clean, professional. So here I know what I want to do. I want to update uh, my parent from my child. In this scenario, our child is contact and parent is account, right? So the operation will be done on contact, which will be leading a change to the account. So obviously this trigger will be on contact. Let's name it contact trigger. Again, let's quickly scroll and choose contact, submit, right? Here we all know that contact trigger on contact, what it will be, it will, okay, now let's go to quickly new Apex class. Again, create our Apex class contact trigger handler. I'm naming it like this because I want to reuse it. My handler can be reused to have multiple methods. My class can have multiple methods. Similarly, my trigger can have multiple context or multiple, I can reuse it every time. So that is why keeping it clean and professional is very important. Now contact trigger handler, correct? Now let's start. So okay, first let me write the use case here. On the update of contact child, update the related account parent. Okay, so now let's start. Public static void, no return type because it is not going to return anything. Public static void handle, what handle account update, list contact, list of newly created or the newly inserted contact, right? Similarly, I will have a map of old contact because here again I want to compare the old value from the new value. Contact old con map, right? I will create a set of IDs because I want to store the unique account IDs which are getting updated, right? Every contact will have account ID, correct? So I will have all those account IDs which are getting updated or the contact which are getting updated, right? So I will use set because it is going to be unique, right? Set IDs, correct? So now what I will do is I will use for loop on contact con, where on the newly created or newly inserted contacts, right? Con list. Again, I will instantiate my contact to have old con because I want to get the old values. From where I will get old con map dot get. How I will get con dot id, right? This is just fetching the old contact's id, nothing else. This is just instantiating contact with a variable old contact which is storing old con values. Now inside this I will have a if loop, correct? What this if will have, this if will have various checks, correct? If this check is passed, then only I will save the account. I don't want to store every account id because there will be multiple account. I just want to have account ids which are getting updated, right? So for this first I will check that old con is not null, right? Correct. And I want to check that old con phone dot phone is not null, right? I want to check that old con dot account id is not null. It should be related to an account. Clear, right? Now what I want to check, I want to check that con dot phone should not be null, right? And at till this I'm just having checks that this con is not null, that account id is not null, phone is not null, right? I have not done anything or I have not written any if condition which checks if the account or the contact, sorry, if the contact has been updated or is different from the last one. How I will do this? Con dot phone is not equal to old con dot phone. Now this here will check that okay, something is different from the last one. Then only I have to insert. What I will do is accid dot add con dot account id. Sorry, I will add one more here which will check that my con dot account id is not null. Alright, I'm having these many checks here. So to have a proper list of account IDs which are getting properly updated, or which are getting updated based on my scenarios. There will be multiple operation on the contacts, right? Multiple things will be getting updated, but I want to have account IDs which follows or which are getting updated based on my scenario, based on my use case, right? Now, what I will do is, right now I have the account IDs, correct? I don't have account. I will come out of this if, I will come out of this for. Now, as I've said, I will not use map. I will use, I will not use list. I will use map because it is very easy to use and it stores the value till the very end. You don't have to write multiple sockels. You don't have to write multiple, uh, yeah, you don't have to write multiple sockels to fetch one value. So let's say ACC map, ACC map, how to fetch, like how to write a sockwell inside a map. I'll show it to you here. New map id id comma account. Now this, and inside this we will write a sockwell. Select id comma phone from where, from my account, right? Where my id is in ACC IDs, correct? ACC ID, right? Where it is in my ACC ID, right? Now I will have a for loop on where it will be on contact only, because right now I just have the contacts which are getting updated, which are having, sorry, in this what I have done, in this for loop what I have done is I have just accessed, or I have just fetched all the accounts which are getting updated. Now I will check if the phone is getting updated and what is getting updated. So for contact, let's name it as con2, where only it will be on my newly created con list. Again, remember and see it very carefully what I'm going to do here. I will create account AC, let's name it AC. What I will do is I will fetch the values from, or I will fetch the value from my map, right? Why? Because I want to update it now. How I will update? Con2 dot account ID, right? Now this have my values, this will have my value of the account. This AC will have the value of my account from this map, right? Which are related to this con dot account ID. This con dot account ID is the list of newly contacts, right? Which are updated. Now here what I will do is, let's say I want to update, right? I will update AC dot phone. What it will be equal to? It will be equal to con dot, right, phone, correct? Now this line has updated my AC dot phone. Now you see that I have a sockwell on the, I'm not using list, I have a map, so I cannot write like if condition, sorry, I cannot use like update dot acc map. It is not going to work. So for this I will create a list account acc list equals to new list account, correct? Now what I will do is I will go, I will scroll a bit down and I'll say acc list dot add. What I will add here, I will add AC, right? AC. Now I will come out of this for loop. I will check a null, I will apply a null check dot acc list is, sorry, not acc list is empty. If not, then what I will do, I will just simply update my acc list. Now let's save it and see if are we getting any error. Here we see that no error, right? Similarly, now let's go to our contact trigger contexts. So here you know that it is going to be after. Similarly, after update, right? How I will call my handler now? Again, same thing. My class, right? Dot my method, and we see that method takes two inputs, right? Again, here also, what it will take, trigger dot new comma trigger dot old map, right? Sorry, my bad. As I've said, first of all, it will take the boolean context variables, trigger dot is after and trigger dot is update, right? Let's copy this line and paste it here and save it. Let's see if we are getting any error. We are getting an error. Contact trigger handler account update trigger dot new. Oh yeah, error. Yep. So now we see no error. Let's go to our sandbox. We for a previous example we saw that we have an account, test account. We have a related contact here. Let's go to this contact. I'll open it in a new tab. So for you guys to see it clearly, right? Let's go details. Update my phone here from 9000. I will name it as 100. Right? Let's go here, refresh it. I am on the account. You see, account is updated. Now you might ask what will happen when there will be multiple contacts, right? So let's create one more contact here. Let's add testcon2, correct? Save it. Now we can see, we can see that we have two different contacts here, right? Now let's directly go and edit this test contact 2. I will name it as, let's change the number to 5000. Save. You see, this is updated, right? I will refresh it quickly. This is updated, but no harm on this one. So it is independent of both the childs, right? One child is updated, the parent is going to get updated, right? So I will again show it to you quickly. Comment this. You might say that this is related, but it does not work like this. So I will update it again, edit. Let's call it as 055. Save. See, this is updated. I'll refresh it quickly. No changes. Let me go here and comment this part out. Close it. Let's save it. Let it get saved. Now it is saved. Go here, edit it, save it, refresh it, and you have it here. Thank you.